guys, welcome back to another episode, we'll go with that, of Amaya Explains It All. Today I am here with my sister, Taylor. She is out here from Arkansas visiting from school. She got out here right before the rapid spread of COVID-19 here in the United States. So today we kind of decided to do something a little fun and start the video with a challenge. So what I did was got some ideas from TikTok and YouTube and put them on popsicle sticks, put them in a cup, and my sister will draw a stick to see what challenge we will do. All right. Go ahead. Stop looking.
We got the fruit roll-up challenge.
Okay, the fruit roll-up challenge. So for you guys who don't know, it's popular on TikTok right now to do this challenge where basically we have to race each other to see who can finish the fruit roll-up first with no hands. Please make sure you have somebody watching you guys do this just in case you choke. Please be careful. Okay? So we're going to do like a 3, 2, 1 counter. So write it. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
You're cheating.
Give it back. This is disgusting. You guys see her feet? And I didn't even use my hands, so. No sister was harmed in the making of this video. Alright. Taylor, what's one fun fact about yourself?
A fun fact about me.
While she thinks about it, so really quick, like we're both really goofy and like silly personalities, but she by far takes the cake for the craziness in the family. What's your favorite color?
Oh, my favorite color is teal.
Mine's just yellow. Oh, your auntie's favorite color is teal too.
Oh, surprise.
Alright. So while we're answering questions and talking today, we kind of got some adult coloring pages. Let me show you guys mine. It says, today I choose joy. It's a little out of focus, but that's okay. I kind of just found these on
Mine says be still. I already started coloring a little bit. It's okay.
I found these on one where I find them. I just did a Google search and like printed them, but there's a lot of studies surrounding like coloring being very helpful at easing anxiety and stress, and it's a good pastime because some of us have a lot of time on our hands. So while we're talking, we will be also working on our coloring. So let's see if we finish. All right. So here it goes. Okay, Taylor, what school do you go to?
I go to Philander Smith College. It's in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's a private institution.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I already knew that. What made you choose college in Arkansas? I know you applied to a lot of colleges. What led you to Philander?
What led me to Philander was really their mission statement and what they stand behind.
Okay.
Also, I liked how the recruiters of the school came and spoke so highly of the school. That's something that also attracted me to the school.
Okay. Well, that's good. All right. So, you came out here on the 13th, I believe, right?
Yes.
Before, like, that's right when, like, schools were kind of deciding, are they shutting down, are they not? Like, how has that affected you and going to school and stuff?
It actually has taken a huge toll, probably mostly because I came out here again to visit.
Right. We just did the challenge, so I think they'll understand.
I came out here to visit, so it was unexpected for the school to shut down while everybody was on spring break, and that was pretty inconvenient.
Right.
Also, now we have mostly online classes, well, all online classes now. And it's very different than actually being in the class and being able to be active inside of the actual classroom.
Right, because I can imagine some subjects are harder than others to do online. Like, I couldn't imagine. I mean, like, people do it, right? But, like, taking a math class for me, as, like, a sore subject, for me, like, taking a math class online would be extremely challenging, right? So some classes would be easier, sure, but, yeah, I can imagine it's a very different transition period. Like emotionally, like with like you're not out of school, you're still working on school stuff. How do you feel like mentally, emotionally, like how
Towards school being shut down?
Yeah, towards school being shut down, or I mean even just like with this dramatic change, like and what's going on globally in our country right now.
Emotionally, it's very saddening to hear all of these people's lives are being taken away because of this sickness. It's very unfortunate. But emotionally towards school, I could probably say I'm frustrated because once again, it's a different transition. It's a different time from going to classes every day and being able to ask questions or ask a classmate.
Definitely agree.
And then instead of being online and not knowing what to do at all.
Yeah. Right, and there's like a lot of like just uncertainty what's going on, because at first it was like, well, temporarily we'll be closed for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
and then they said for the rest of the school year.
And then, so it keeps getting pushed and pushed and pushed, and so that uncertainty I'm sure causes like a lot of like just like stress and frustration. Like nobody likes to feel confused about what's going on. I know with like I work with kids, and not seeing them and knowing that they're doing fine, or how they're being able to help them with their schoolwork and stuff like that. Like, I hope they're all doing well. But I can imagine what kind of stresses they're going through as kids still in like middle school, high school, elementary school, not seeing their friends, their teachers. I'm sure it has taken a toll on them as well.
And I think it's very different for kids that are in grammar school and primary school, which is middle school and high school. Especially if they've never been exposed to having to do classes online 100%. A lot of kids struggle.
Definitely.
A lot of kids struggle, and learning from a computer is not really an effective way to learn.
Right. It's something new, right? For sure.
Exactly.
So, like, how would you define mental health?
The way I would define mental health is how we think, behave, act, and feel.
Right.
And I will also say mental health is something that affects us daily, whether it's in a good way or a bad way. Some people struggle with their mental health and some people don't.
Right. I think, like, today, like, there's definitely, like, over the years, there's been a huge focus on, like, our physical health and how you're taking care of your, like, do you exercise, are you eating right? But also, like, now it's getting more stamina. But definitely, like, with youth and young adults, and really anybody, any age, I think it's super important to, like, check in with ourselves on our mental health, right? Like, how are we doing? Otherwise, we don't really, like, see how things, like, really majorly affect us, right?
Yes.
Right, like, it's something as big as this, right? We might think, we're fine, and, you just got to do what you got to do, right? But, like, also checking in, like, I am stressed, right?
Yes.
Like, I don't know how my grades are going to come out. I don't know if I'm even going to pass. And I can imagine people who are struggling to even gain access to internet and things like that. Like, it's just, like, and so many people kind of just, like, suck things up, and we're not checking in, which I think is extremely important, and finding things that de-stress us as well. So, like, when you're feeling stressed or frustrated, what are some things that you, like, do for you, like, outside of school, working, or whatever? What is something you do that you enjoy that kind of help you release anxiety and things like that?
Well, when I'm under stress or feeling any type of way, the first thing I do is actually acknowledge that there's something wrong instead of constantly brushing it under the rug. That's like filling up a jar, and once it overflows, it's bad.
I think that's super important. Like,
I check in with myself a lot, and I voice my opinion and I voice my feelings. I don't really let things sit and bottle up because, once again, that's probably the worst way to go about things. Some of the things I do to relieve my stress is head on. I learn how to deal with it and accept that things happen, and I can't let one thing hold me back. Another thing I do is I go to a quiet place and I just take time to myself and give time to myself, because that's always okay. Sometimes you need space. Your holy space can be a bathroom, because nobody can interrupt your thoughts and nobody can bother you and stuff like that. It's just really all about making sure that you're okay at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think what you said is super important, and acknowledgement, and then finding out what you can do, right?
Yes.
Like, we focus on the problem for a little bit, but then we have to look for solutions.
Yes.
And also, I think sometimes we have to realize that certain things are out of our control, right? Like, I cannot change everything.
Yeah, an example is how you cannot change how you lost the fruit roll-up challenge.
I think the camera will show that you clearly lost the fruit roll-up challenge. But however, I think it's super duper. You threw me off of what I was gonna say.
Sorry.